Good morning guys and welcome to my channel. Today I thought I'd go ahead and do a summertime foundation routine for dry skin. I know this summertime can be really hard to wear a bunch of makeup on your face, so I just wanted to show something that kind of works for me, and honestly with any kind of climate change or weather change. If you have dry skin you probably know the struggle, but things will start to look cakey. But I'm going to go ahead and start with my SPF, and this is my First Aid Beauty 5-in-1 face cream. It's got an SPF of 30 on it. Of course it's hot, you know, I usually take about one pump. It's hot, you don't want to go without the proper skincare and sunscreen, especially because last thing you want is a sunburn on your face. I mean, so I'm just going to start with that. Typically I'll go ahead and do my skincare foundation after I do, or my skincare routine before my eyes. For the sake of the video today, I just went ahead and did my eyes first so I can go ahead and show you the rest of my routine. I do like to get, when it comes to my moisturizer, I like to get a good amount on and just really work it into the skin, especially because of the dryness and and the cakiness that things tend to happen. So the heavier I moisturize, the better I feel, and the overall I feel like my skin looks. So that's very nice. Because I am pregnant, I am going more light on the skincare routine. However, my skincare routine for the morning pretty much stays the same in and out of pregnancy because I don't use a whole lot of anything that is super harsh. Next, I'm going to go in with my Clinique Even Better Eyes. It's just some under eye. It's dark circle corrector. I do have what I call my tired mom eyes. Again, I would do all of this before my eye makeup, but just for this video. So I just kind of take it. This is very cooling, so I just kind of take a little bit and just run it right there underneath. I absolutely just love doing this, and it feels so good on the skin. It's at this point that I would typically go ahead and do my eyebrows and let the skincare sit in. I'm also going to put on my Marc Jacobs, just a lip oil. I switch out my lip oils all the time, but really any kind of lip oil will do the trick. Thicker the better. And I do this now because when I go in with the rest of my makeup, the sinks into my lips. And since I started doing a lip oil in my skincare routine, it tends to my lips feel better throughout the day, and then the lipstick feels better on days that I wear lipstick. I'm not sure if I'm going to put on lipstick today or not, but it's just something I wanted to go ahead and do. Next, I'm going to add a little glow to the skin. Again, with just the dry skin, I like my face to look nice and fresh. There are a couple of optional steps, which some days I'll skip, sometimes I'll do. Just depends on how I feel that day. I know Becca is going out of business, but I do have the Becca Backlight priming filter. I think the Charlotte Tilbury one is probably, I haven't personally tried it, but I've heard good things about it, and I feel like you can get a similar effect. I know Rare Beauty also has one that I personally like, but I'm just going to go ahead and use this one. Again, I just put a pump on my hand, take it, and I just rub it into my face and just let that get in and sink in and just get all over the face, just like so. And that's just going to add like a very nice glow from within kind of look. So there's that right there. And just rubbing it in. You don't need as thick of a layer, I feel like, with a glowy primer, but it'll, you know, I just usually one pump. I just like to do a one and done kind of pump, so I'm not having to think too much on it. It's just kind of like a safe route. Again, do what suits you. If you want a little bit of a thinner glow, not as much of a glow, you might want to consider mixing this into your moisturizer, or going with half a pump or even a third of a pump if that's something that you just don't want as much glow. But I feel like this adds like the perfect amount. Next, so it's at this point I would typically go ahead and do my eyes. I would do my lower lash line after my foundation, but just again the sake of this video. Something else I've been loving in this step here is optional, but I am going in with the Tarte shaped hip glow wand. Some days I do this, some days I don't. Just depends on how much glow you actually want. So I'm just going to take this, put this on the high points of my cheeks. I do kind of tend to go a little bit thicker, and then just kind of wherever I like a good extra glow. And then what I'll do is I'll take the other end. This comes with a little sponge. I'll just take this, I'll just kind of blend it in, and again, just to create that nice glow from within look, just add a little bit of extra glow within this. Just blending it in. I got this in a BoxyCharm a couple of months back, and honestly, this is probably one of my new favorite products. I am obsessed with using this. I love how it looks. I love how it sits on the skin, just very glowy from within. Again, if you don't want as much glow, I would honestly just skip this step here. But yeah, so beautiful. Alright, now that that's done, the primer had a chance to sink in a little bit to the skin, let's get into the foundation. I'm going to go ahead and use a couple of Project Pan items, but they are items that are very good, very great, very good for this time of the year, very versatile. I'm going to go in with my Colourpop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Acid Tinted Moisturizer. And if you want to keep up with my Project Pan series, I will link it down below. But I'm just going to take this. This is just my E.L.F. avocado sponge. Any sponge will work. My little one's in the background playing, but I usually I'll start with one pump. On days that I'm feeling like I want to, I'll go in with 2 pumps. Just kind of depends on if I'm feeling like I need a little extra coverage that day. But because I want the glow from underneath to really pop through, I think I'm probably just gonna do a single pump today. Again, I usually decide after the fact that I do this, but really like it. This is very dry skin friendly. I love how natural it looks on the skin. I love how skin-like it is in. I have the shade Fair 4N. I honestly probably could have gone a shade deeper if I wanted to, but this just, it works well in the summer and the winter, and I can always work with my bronzer and stuff to make it a little bit better. But yeah, I love the finish of that. I'm just gonna stick with 1 pump today. Overall, just liking it. And then with my concealer, I'm gonna go in with my, again, another Project Pan item, my E.L.F. Hydrating Camo Concealer. Another one I do like is the Colourpop Pretty Fresh Concealer, is another good one, but I'm just going to go with this one just because it's what I'm using every day at the moment. But both those should do good. I am going to just dab it on my eyes. I've got a little red spot on my chin here and on my nose, so the places I just want a little bit of extra coverage. I'm just going to go in with my E.L.F. sponge. It's pretty much destroyed right now. I'm getting a new one. I've got one on order. But I'm just going to take this in. What I'll typically do, especially if I'm feeling like my eyeshadow needs a little bit of shaping, is I'll take this and I'll actually angle out my eyeshadow. I think I got it pretty good the first round, so I'm not overly worried about the shape today, but if I am wanting it, I'll go ahead and put my concealer like right here and shape out my eyes. This is a little bit of a thicker concealer, so you don't need that much, but what I'll typically go ahead and do is just do this, shape out my eyes, take whatever's left over, put it on my head. I feel like this is an area that gets really dry for me in my T-zone, so I don't do a whole lot there, but I'll just take whatever's left over from my eyes and put it there. Blend it in on my nose and all my red spots. And right there, that's kind of where I'm at with my foundation. But I'm going to go ahead and get into my blush, bronzer, and highlighter and just kind of show how I finish off the face. Though I necessarily wouldn't consider this part as part of my foundation routine, I just figured I'd kind of show how to keep that glow from within kind of look. For bronzer, you've got 2 options depending on how glowy you want to go. You can either go for a glowy or a matte bronzer. I think for today I'm going to go in with my Ciate London Bamboo bronzer. It's not glowy, it is more on the matte side, but it's not like super matte. So I'm just going to take my brush here and just do this. I've got a lot of glow from within already going, plus I'm going to go for a glowy blush and highlight, so I just figured a matte bronzer. This is honestly my new go-to, another BoxyCharm favorite that I have. So I'm just going to go in, and then I like to do a little bit of a nose contour, so I just take this on a fluffier brush, not going too heavy with the contour, just kind of getting the sides of my nose a little bit, And that's all I do for bronzer, just keeping it nice and light, adding the color back into my face. Blush, again, you can go two options. You can go with a cream blush, or you can go with a powder. I am going to go in with my Cover FX Monochromatic Blush Duo in the shade Mojave Mauve. I am going to go in with the glowy side, going in a little bit lighter handed. Just kind of the look. I'll switch this up usually as I kind of like the color of blush I want to do, the way I want to do it. So that, you know, typically gets switched up. But I just take a big fluffy brush and just kind of lightly tap into the blush. And I've actually been starting my blush like on my cheekbone and working my way down and up. I've just been switching up the blush application a little bit just because I like the way it sits on my cheeks better. I'll kind of smile, kind of not, just to get that application. If you are deeper skin tone, you might want to go a little bit heavier handed, but I like to start with light hand and work heavier. But I love the way it looks. I'm just slowly kind of building that up. I just want a natural flush of color. I don't want a super heavy hand with my brush. I'll take it up on my temples a little bit and just work my way down and up. And then I'll just take a little bit down my nose just to create that effect. I'm just gonna keep working the blush in until I get the desired effect that I want. And after that, I am going to go in with highlighter. I've been loving this one. Again, another BoxyCharm favorite. This is the Touch and Soul Glodient. I've been going in with like a mixture of like sometimes these two shades, sometimes this one. I think I'm gonna just go in with that one, tap off the excess, and then just really put that on there. It is such a glowy highlighter. I feel like the last two shades are a little bit deep for me, but I'm just gonna go like that down my nose and just kind of wherever I put that Tarte highlight, I'm just kind of going over that just to bring that glow back. And then, so I don't know if that'll pick up on camera or not, but if you can see that glow, it's just like the perfect glow. I'm gonna skip lips today. I just don't really feel like I need them. I'll clean this up in a little bit. But last but not least, I'm just gonna lock my makeup into place, going with my Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray and just spray it all down. Be generous with the setting spray. Don't go light. Be very, very generous with it. And taking the back of your beauty sponge and just dabbing everything in just to make sure everything melts together. And there's the look. I don't know if, I hope you can tell on camera, but it's very nice, glowy, fresh, very skin-like. You can't really tell that I'm wearing foundation, which is what I really, really like. But this is just kind of have been my go-to for the summer. I don't like a lot of heavy makeup. Yeah, it's not too heavy, it's not cakey. I feel like anything more than like a tinted moisturizer is really just too much for the summertime, especially in this dry heat in the climate we live in. It's just very, very hard. I feel like anything just makes your makeup looks cakey so much. If you're oily, then you know you'll probably feel more oily, but as someone who has drier skin, this heat just doesn't work well for dry skin. So I hope that you like this video. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I do videos focusing on beauty and lifestyle, and thank you for all who've been here just supporting me, my channel, and what I'm trying to do here. And I will see you in the next video. God bless, and bye guys.